Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of 2 Samuel, the 8th chapter. And as we went through in the 7th chapter with David's desire to build an house to the Lord, in which the Lord replies that he would establish the house of David and his throne, and it would be David's son instead that would build that house onto David. Onto the Lord. Salakia. So 2 Samuel 8 and 1. And after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Methagama out of the hand of the Philistines. And he smote Moab and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground. Even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 full line to keep alive. So the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. And it's a bit clearer, and that's why I go back to some of the modern translations to make the Old English a bit more plain. David also conquered the land of Moab, NLT. He made the people lie down on the ground in a row. He measured them off in groups with a length of rope. He measured off 2 groups to be executed for every 1 group to be spared. So by dwindling down their numbers and basically dominating them, they now became subject, right, to him without question. The Moabites who were spared became David's subjects and paid him tribute money. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. And David smote also Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah, and he went, as he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates. And I believe these were Syrians. So as Hadadezer went, as it says, to basically recover his border, right? Because the Syrians were up north, and on the east of them was the Euphrates. He basically got smitten. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen. And David hewed all the chariot horses, but reserved of them for 100 chariots. So he basically crippled a good amount of their horses, but he reserved a few that would be enough for 100 chariots. And when the Syrians of Damascus came to secure Hadadezer, basically to support him, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 22,000 men. So when they came to his aid, they ended up getting to work too. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and garrisons are once again like stations of troops within that city, to where it keeps your control over that city. In Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became servants to David and brought gifts. So they basically were conquered too, and now they became subject unto David and paid tribute. And the Lord Yahweh preserved David whithersoever he went. And David took the shields and David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Betna and from Berothai, cities of Hadadezer, King David took exceeding much brass. When Toi, king of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the hosts of Hadadezer, then Toi sent Joram, his son, unto King David to salute him and to bless him. So this Toi would have been, as it's going to tell us, was against Hadad, and that's why he was glad to hear that, and so he sent his son, and basically, as it says here, to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smitten him. For Hadadezer had wars with Toi, and Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass. which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord Yahweh with the silver and gold that he had dedicated of all nations which he subdued, of Syria and of Moab, and of the children of Ammon, and of the Philistines, and of Amalek, and of the spoil of Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, king of Zobah. And David gat him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men. So his name was just more and more renowned, as the Lord was with him in his conquests of these neighboring nations. And he put garrisons in Edom, throughout all Edom, but he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants. And the Lord Yahweh preserved David whithersoever he went. And David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. So he ruled right. And Joab the son of Zeruiah was over the host, so he was the captain of the army. And Jehoshaphat the son of Ahilud was recorder. So, like, the reason we have these accounts here is because you had recorders, that would record the events. And Zadok the son of Ahitub and Ahimelech the son of Abiathar were the priests. And Seraiah was the scribe. And the scribes were usually ones who would preserve texts by rewriting them on newer papers or parchment to make sure that the text and the information would be preserved from generation to generation. And Benaiah the son of Jehoiada was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers. So this was basically the house or the court of David. And that brings us to the end of 2 Samuel, the 8th chapter. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.